Hello everyone, welcome to another Plenty video. It is me, Desiree, and today I just want to share some leaves and some new growth that I'm so excited about. And the plant that spurred on this video idea was this one, the Monstera subpinnata. I shared this in a video recently. It was a Gabriella Plants update. I don't remember how long ago it was. Let me double check. Okay, well, it's almost been a year. I did a 9-month update 2 months ago on this plant, and I had this plant for 9 months and it never grew a leaf. I bought this from Gabriella Plants, and I mentioned it in that video too. I'm like, it's always just been the 2 leaves, never really grown or done anything. And I decided to move it. Right after that video, I moved it to a windowsill, an east-facing window. And it does get some decent morning light in there, and then just kind of like normal light from the window, but nothing too harsh. And it grew a new leaf, finally. It started getting a little sprout, and I was like, oh my God, it's finally growing. And it finally grew a leaf. I was so excited because I was like, this 2-leaf wonder, I thought it was just gonna stay that way forever. And all I needed was some more light. Imagine that. Anyway, I was so excited about this. It just unfurled probably this morning, like flat like that, because yesterday it was still rolled up, and then, you know, like a second later it's open and you're like, how did I miss that? But I was so excited about this little leaf that I went around and I was like, you know what? There are some really exciting leaves that growing in my other plants that I just want to share with you and share my excitement, of course. This is one I was extremely excited about. This is a parachute plant. I don't remember like the name of it, but like the nickname of it is parachute plant. Some of you might remember this little guy because it was really long. I talked about it multiple times last year. It had a bunch of vines like this. This is a succulent, and it had a bunch of vines like this, super long, probably 2 or 3 feet long, some of them. And then out of nowhere, it died. A ton of the leaves died. It got crispy, and I was like, what the heck? There was just this one little vine left. So I just took whatever was left, put it in a smaller pot, and brought it in the house. And I kept it in this window here. This is the west-facing window, and it started growing. So it's sitting on the shelf like this, so that's why it's growing like that. But this whole little piece right here is brand new. This has never flowered for me, although it was like what I feel was a large plant. But I still really like this. I think it's so cute. I mean, it does look like it could be a Hoya, doesn't it? It's got these really thick, waxy, thick, sturdy leaves, this long vine, and it just kind of grows like that in one long vine. Sometimes it'll branch off, but I was very excited that this started growing because I thought it was gonna die. I thought I was gonna lose the whole plant, but look at him. He's doing his best with what he has. I'm very proud of him. I have to show you the tiny leaves though. I didn't show you up close. Look at the teeny tiny little leaves. Oh my goodness, I die. I love this plant so much. Another one of my favorite plants is the key lime plant. This is also a succulent. It's also lovingly referred to as the ravioli plant. It's got cat hair on it, okay? So don't judge him. He sits on the windowsill where the cat likes to hang out. But this plant is so weird. Where did I put the other 2 pieces? Let me go find them, because this used to have 4 of these long things, and 2 of them just fell off one day. And I got them and I put them in another plant because I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't want to throw them away. Where are they? Where is everybody? I thought I had put them in that plant. Anyway, the 2 clusters are sitting somewhere inside of another plant because I didn't know what to do with them. But this plant is just growing over the pot like crazy, and I don't really know what to do with it. I feel like these pieces would just propagate on their own, kind of like the way succulent does when its leaf falls off. You kind of just put it there and sometimes it'll grow. But this one started growing little teeny tiny raviolis, and let me see if I could get close enough to show you. Right here on the inside, can you see that tiny little thing? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Even that little, it still has the little crimped edge. There's some tiny ones in there. Can you see them? This was so exciting when I saw that because I thought these were just gonna break off and then that was gonna be it too. because I don't really know what to do with this plant once it starts growing like this, like the stems all full of these little fibers. It feels like cocoa coir. I don't know how to say that word. But yeah, I was so excited about that. These little tiny things, they're so cute. So it's just regenerating and it's really, really precious to see. There's also some new ones growing here, some little tiny ones. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And it's funny to see how they're so small, but they still have that crimped ravioli edge, even being a teeny tiny little leaf. So if you have one of these and it has outgrown this pot, or it's outgrown its pot, and it has overstayed its welcome, what the heck do you do with it? Because the other two pieces, I'm gonna have to go find them because I just got them and set them somewhere. Where are they? Anyway, let's, oh no, a piece fell out. I thought I was pulling out a dead leaf. And look, I pulled out one of the tiny, tiny little pieces. I'm just gonna put it back in there. I thought I was pulling out a dead leaf. Anyway, let's move on to another plant. This is the Hoya. Okay, I kept calling this a Bertinae, but I get comments whenever I talk about this plant, I call it a Bertinae. Someone always corrects me and says, no, it's the something else. Like this plant had gotten mislabeled or something when it came out, and it was actually a Billabata? Does that sound right? Anyway, it's the one that I kept calling Bertinae, but I think it's Billabata. Just correct me if I'm wrong if you know your Hoyas. This is a plant that has regularly just gotten lost in my collection. I have it hanging on the wall in a little macrame. I water it when I remember and it gets so shriveled up and then I'm like, oh, my poor little plant, let me water it. I know I've like shopped my stash for this plant before just to try to give it some more attention. And I have grown to really, really like this plant. There's something about the terracotta, of course. I love terracotta. I love when they get this beautiful patina. Holding it like this and you can feel the plant like cascading over your hands. I love the shape of these leaves and they're really, really matte. They don't have a glossy finish to them. They almost look like they have a coating of velvet on them. Not that that's gonna come across in the screen here, but this plant finally started growing. Imagine that. I started giving it more attention and it's rewarding me with new leaves. These little tiny leaves here are like the first leaves this plant has grown, probably ever. It has never, ever, ever grown. This one right here is new. And even then, like the tiny little leaves still have that velvet coating on them, like right away. It's not something that it grows over time. So this is a plant that has grown on me, literally and figuratively. I enjoy it quite a lot and it's growing little tiny sprouts. I mean, look at that. Can you even see the tiniest little leaf in the world right there? It's so precious. So I want to give this plant some more attention now that it's growing and it seems like it's gonna like start doing something. And this kind of reminds me of my Hoya pubic calyx splash that I had forever, that literally never grew one leaf for like a year or two. And then now it's so big, it's like wrapped around all these like sticks I put in there, this homemade trellis that I did. I definitely need to repot it though, but this reminds me of that. So I'm thinking it might just start exploding with growth, I don't know. But it's so cute and I love these little velvety leaves. Like the precious new leaves are so soft. I know you're not supposed to do this, but it's my plant and he doesn't tell me what to do. And I love it. I love this plant and I love his new leaves, they're so cute. Okay, and then the last plant I wanted to feature today is my Philodendron mayoi. This is also a plant I got from Gabriella in the same exact order. So I've had this one for 11 months. That's so crazy. Have I really had it for 11 months? That's crazy. But this plant, this is one of my absolute favorites in my whole house. I love this plant. I mean, look at that leaf. How could you not love this leaf? Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is the new leaf right here. And there's something about the new leaves. Like, look how light green they are, like a lime green. They're soft. They just feel new. You know, they haven't hardened off yet. And even the hardened off leaves, like this plant just brings me so much joy. Look at that new leaf. Isn't it so cool? There's one little piece here that hasn't unrolled, but it's right there. And then the little tiny leaf here too, if you can see it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I just love this plant so, so much. It's so big, it's large and in charge, but it does grow up like this, so it doesn't take up a lot of this kind of space. It just takes up the vertical space. But I absolutely adore this plant and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I see it every now and then at the local nursery, but it's a more juvenile form, and I love the juvenile leaves. Like, look at this one right here. They're just a little more rounded off and not so severe with like the finger kind of look. It's just so cool, and every time I see them there, I want to buy one just to have that leaf shape in my house, but I don't need it. I don't need it. I have this one here, and it's just, it's everything. This plant is so freaking perfect in every way. I love it so much, and I love the new leaves. Anyway, that is it. There are some more new leaves over here that I do want to feature maybe in another video. Let me know some new leaves that are popping up in your plant collection. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.